Hi guys, welcome to Hoops Junction. Vladimir here. Today we're talking about 5 tips that can improve your defense and help you shut down players on the court. These are tips that I've used in my playing career. I've seen professionals use them, and this is stuff that you can implement right away to improve your defense, and you'll definitely see a great increase on the amount of missed shots from your opponent, and you'll be able to stay on the floor a lot longer if you play for a team professionally, college, high school, middle school. These tips will help you tremendously. All right, tip number one. Number one, do not get caught flat-footed. When you're on defense, stay on high alert. So that means staying on the balls of your feet. So once you stay on your balls of your feet, what does that do? That makes you like your body's lightweight. So the way that your body is proportioned and the way that your weight is distributed is not you're not on the balls of your feet, on the heels of your feet. When you're on the heels of your feet, you move very clumsily. You're not very coordinated, and you can't move quickly. You can't make those quick turns and quick cuts. You know what I'm saying? When you're on the balls of your feet, you're so light. You're very very light, and you could just move like a cat. Like it's just like real quick. You can make quick side steps, everything. So being on the balls of your feet and not getting caught flat-footed is very important. And if you're playing defense and you're always flat-footed, that might be the reason why you're always getting beat. Because the quicker the player, if they see that you're flat-footed, especially when you're backpedaling, they're gonna blow by you, and that might be the cause of a lot of your blow-bys. If you're standing on the balls of your feet and you're getting low, you can definitely keep players in front of you, and you can defend a lot better. You can guide the player to where you want them to go, and you can effectively play better defense. So, number one, stay on the balls of your feet. Number two, contest every shot and contest shots without leaving your feet. So, what does that mean? That means don't go for every single pump fake. If you know that you have a player and a tough shot, let's just say they pick up their dribble and it's time for them to shoot, make them just keep your hand up. Let them shoot over the top of you. If you're closing out on a shooter, don't automatically just run and jump as high as you can. Run towards them, chop your feet so you can slow yourself down, and keep your hand up in front of them. Contest every shot and contest without leaving your feet. The only time you should contest when leaving your feet is if they already have left their feet. So if they're already elevating, then you can elevate. You see Kawhi Leonard do this a great deal. He'll never leave his feet until his opponent leaves his feet. Then he'll contest. And believe it or not, that split second, just contesting, it throws a player off. They're so used to being in rhythm, and if they get an open shot, it's like the players are so used to knocking them down, especially when they're open. Anything that you do, even if you get close to them, you're in their space. You kind of throw off their concentration. They see you in the periphery, and that throws off the shot. Maybe they had a grip on the ball, but then once you came underneath them with the contest, that threw them off. And contesting is very important because it's fundamental basketball. But number two with the contesting thing is this: you're getting in their mind, because now all the shots that they're used to getting with like poor defenders, or maybe you played them before and you never really contested them well because you kept leaving your feet, and they pump fake, you go right by them, or you're not standing in front of them with the contesting. Now that they're seeing that you're standing in front of them and you're contesting and you're on the balls of your feet, like you're ready for any quick action that they do, it gets in their head. They're like, well, I can't get open. I can't get myself open. You know what I'm saying? It's very difficult. And psychologically, if you contest every shot, they know they're not getting anything easy, so they know they got to work for it. So that's very important. So tip number three is very, very, very important. Tip number three, do not reach. That's tip number three. That probably should be tip number one. Do not reach. You ever heard of saying, you reach, I teach? Well, I had to learn the hard way, especially from a lot of my friends. I have a lot of friends, point guards, extremely quick. You know what I'm saying? And back in the high school days, I used to play center. So just imagine, you keep reaching all the time. And a lot of times when we play boxing one, coach will put me instead of taking me being at the center, I'll be the one playing the point guard or the star player of the team, or whatever. This is what you got to understand. Every time you reach, you're putting yourself out of position. Once you put yourself out of position, you're causing rotations. You know why you cause rotations? Because you chose to reach. Stop reaching. You're only putting yourself out of position. Let the player dribble themselves out. Let them do a little step backs, whatever the case. Do not reach. Even if you feel like the ball's right there, if you go for the steal and you miss, it does a lot more damage because now you're leading to 2-on-1s or 3-on-2s just because you reach. Now you're out of the play, and reaching is a sign that you can't control yourself. The number one thing you want to do is force your opponent into a tough shot. That's all you want. You don't want to be reaching all the time. You don't want to quote unquote try to get all these steals because that's not important. The most important thing is force them to take tough shots because tough shots are bad shots. The more bad shots they take, the better for you. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you're reaching, you're giving them a ton of great shots because not only did you reach, you're out of position. Now the world is their oyster. They can get in the middle. They can shoot the jumper. They could pass off. So don't reach. Don't reach. Whatever you do, don't reach. Just never reach. Because another thing is it leads to highlight plays because you're getting crossed over because you keep reaching. So that's another one. Number 3, do not reach. Tip number 4, attack your player on defense. Once again, tip number 4, attack your player on defense. What does that mean? A lot of guys play defense very timid. Like, if you know your opponent is not a great dribbler, jump on him. Get up on him close. Smother him. If you know your player cannot shoot the jumper, bait him into shooting a jumper. So you're attacking him. A lot of guys get attacked on offense, but they don't attack on defense. You want to attack on defense. You're on the balls of your feet. You're in a great defensive stance. Get up on the player. Put a little pressure on him. See if he can handle the pressure. Then back up off him if he can. If he can shoot the jumper, stay close to him so he can't create space to shoot the jumper. Force him into a layup. Drive him off the 3-point line. Attack the player on defense. One of the key things you want to do is take away things that they're good at and force them to do things that they're not used to. So if you're playing an offensive player that can shoot great threes, but you notice they have a tough time finishing at the basket, stay up on that shooting arm. Force them to drive the lane. See if they can drive the lane and finish over big players. If they can't finish, then that's something that you want to definitely exploit. If they have a weak handle, or if they only could dribble, if you notice they're going to dribble to the right, force them left. These are little things that you can do. Attack the player on defense. So that means you're gonna have to do a little scouting. After a couple possessions, you're gonna have to see like, okay, he likes to go here, he likes to go there. Or if you already have a scouting report, it already tells you what you need to do. Or if you have friends that have played against that person, he's left-handed, stay on that left hand. He's right-handed, he doesn't have a good left, force him left. These are little things that you want to do, and that's called attacking because it's gonna get into their psyche. They're going to say, like, oh, man, like, this guy, not only is he staying in front of me, now he's making me do things that I'm not used to. Certain players, they're not used to shooting threes all the time. Or certain players are used to shooting threes all the time, but then when you take away the 3, now they got to drive the lane, and they're weaker in the lane, and that's not their forte. Or maybe they're extremely quick, and they're used to dribbling and people reaching, but you're not reaching. You're just standing in front of them. So now they're like, okay, my moves aren't working. See, that's attacking. So attack the player on defense. Don't just let them come up and do whatever they want and wait for them to do. Attack, back off, retreat. You know what I'm saying? Little things you can do to not take them off a rhythm. Take them out of their rhythm. Attack them on defense. And number 5, watch their eyes. Number 5, watch their eyes. The eyes never lie. Now, if it's a really, really great player, you can kind of get fooled. But most players, their eyes tell the whole story. If they feel like they got open pass, they're gonna try to pass with their eyes give it up right away. Especially if you're playing weak side defense. Like if you're on the weak side and you're keeping your stand between your man and the hoop. You're keeping the man and you're standing between the man and the hoop. And man, you're looking at the player with the balls. But big men are extremely liable for this, and their reputation, like they give this up every time because they're not used to handling the ball. They want to get rid of the ball as soon as possible. So if you're on the weak side and you see that they're about to make a cross-court pass, look at their eyes. Anywhere that they're about to make a pass, look at their eyes because it's going to tell you where the ball's going. And most offensive players do this. They have the ball. Oh, okay, I see you. Then that's your time to get a steal. LeBron James, great at doing this. Russell Westbrook, great at doing this. Chris Paul, great at doing this. If you look at any player that's great on defense, especially team defense, they read people's eyes. Especially when people pick up their dribble, they can see just by your eyes how you're looking around on the court, where you're looking, the panic in your eyes or the comments in your eyes. They can tell where the ball. They can see where the play is going based upon your eyes. They said the eyes never lie, and basketball really doesn't. Unless it's like a no-look pass, you're dealing with a Ricky Rubio or you're going up against a LeBron James. They might fool you a couple times, but even them, they can turn the ball over a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at Russell Westbrook, his eyes give it up sometimes. He has a lot of turnovers. You look at James Harden, he's prone to a lot of turnovers because the eyes never lie. Because once they're going for a pass, or they're going for a layup, or that you could tell they want to drive the lane, or that, these little things that you want, their eyes are very important, especially like weak side defense. Off-ball defense, eyes are very important. You can read the play based on somebody's eyes. So those are my 5 tips. Stay on the balls of your feet, contesting every shot without leaving your feet. The only time you want to leave your feet is when they leave their feet. 3, do not reach. Do not reach. Just don't even bother. You're wasting your time. 4, attacking players on defense, taking away things that they like to do. And 5, watching their eyes, especially on off-ball, weak side defense. This is Vlad from Hoops Junction. Take these 5 tips, incorporate them in your game. You're going to see great improvement. Take care.